Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Hero, and this is War with Human Tanks. I turned down the audio a little bit. It seemed a little loud on my previous video, so hopefully you guys can actually hear me. Or maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. Anyway, let's get started with this. You can actually change what your modules are if you have any, which I don't think we have any. No, we don't. Anything that's set is something you can't remove. Some units already automatically start out with certain items that can't be taken off. Anyway, there. Pretty much have all the room we'll ever need. Like that. This is probably not the best formation, but it's what I'm going to work with. Alright, so we have 9 deployed units, so we should be good to go. Ready, set, sortie.
頑張ってください。3、2、1、状況開始。
Amazing, she built all these tanks in such a short time. Ellipses. Alter, commencing battle. Roger. Alter. What do you need? Defeat as many enemies as you can. Why? All we have to do is take down the enemy tank to win, right? Your unit is lacking supplies, but HQ will send you more supplies if you take down more tanks. Ah, I see. And when we get more supplies, we can use them to develop more advanced tanks. Ruru. Roger. Moving out.
さて、行きますよ。
Okay, there are enemy units right there. And I actually picked a really poor position. Because I just blocked my own units. So. You're dead. If you lose the scout, you immediately lose all the benefits, which kind of sucks. Gotcha. Let's move and attack. Yeah, artillery is super slow, by the way, if you hadn't guessed. Alright, I believe there's a unit right there, if I remember correctly. Assuming it didn't move. Oh, that was the that was not the scout. And we won immediately because I killed the command tank by accident.
戦果報告です。
Oh, that didn't take long. We lost one scout.
やりましたよ、アルタ様。
We still got some stuff out of it. The battle between the Royal Army and the Imperial Army ended as the sun began to set. Japan's Royal Army was the final line of defense. The Operation Defend Manyahata Base was a success. So that was your plan from the very beginning? Of course, there's no way I would be fooled by the enemy. I figured you would scramble to the front lines if you found out I was there. And the one who led the operation to success was this short girl standing before Alter, the Queen of the Kingdom of Japan, Alter's cousin, Kurara Ikura. She was the one who relayed false information to Alter and lured her out to the front lines. Why did you do such a roundabout thing? If you ordered us to advance to the front lines, we would have done so. Because we're dealing with Alter here. I can't trust this lazy bum to fight for us if I just order her to. Oh, well, I see what you mean. She did refuse to fight even when the battle began. That's not the only reason you did that, Kurara. What? You were testing me, weren't you, Kurara? I'm glad you're aware. What do you mean, testing? You went out of your way to treat this battle as if it were an exam. What are you planning for me? An exam? She likely wanted to know whether or not I could win with a limited number of troops. A great display of distastefulness on her part. Coming from the person who collects the steel helmets of enemy troops and displays them in her room. Don't talk that way about the steel helmets. They're magnificent things. Why doesn't the Royal Army use them? You'd have to be insane to be obsessed with those. Oh, really now? Master! Stop calling me Master. Call me Captain. Can I? Well, you are part of the team. Captain! Oh, I'm so moved. So, what did you want to tell me? Oh, yes, Captain. Who's this midget? Midget? Do you mean Kurara? Kurara, so that's her name. Yeah, and, well, she's my cousin. Alter, it seems you haven't properly trained your troops. I just met her yesterday, there's nothing I could have done. Yep, but we're already inseparable. Not Ishidaki again! I never would have thought that Megumin was involved in this scheme. She sure had me fooled. I wasn't part of it. Ah, ignored again. Kurara, if you were up to something, you could have let me know. It's your own fault. Are you still angry? Kurara's angry for real. What did Megumi do? Kurara, could we move on to the main topic? Right, go ahead. So, what is this operation you mentioned supposed to be about? Also, did you notice anything strange during today's battle? Strange? Isn't that a kingdom tank? It's not wearing a steel helmet, but a hat. Could it be reinforcements? Die, Royal Army. Huh? We were attacked by a Royal Army tank. Yes, exactly. For some reason, there are kingdom tanks on the Empire side. How could that be? That's impossible, isn't it? Yes, under normal circumstances. However, a traitor has sold information about our technology to the Empire. It can't be. Alter, this might be your first time seeing them, but sights of Royal Army tanks within enemy ranks have been reported before. Since they advanced toward Manyahata, the number of kingdom tanks have been increasing and causing confusion within our ranks. A traitor. I want you and your troops to search for this traitor and eliminate him. This sounds like trouble. I think I'll pass. I figured you'd say that, which was why I went out of my way to order a special tank for you. Special? Do you mean this? Wow, I would really appreciate if you took these blocks of stone off of me before the pain becomes pleasure. If anything, this freak of a tank drains my motivation. What a cruel thing to say. She's related, but mainly the one beside her. Beside her? Yes? What? She was a human tank. I thought she was human. Humans don't jump in front of bullets to protect others. Half right, half wrong. Huh? What do you mean? That tank's official name is E0's Tank Manufacturing Tank. She was specifically developed for this operation. Her name is L. L, so it was you after all. A human tank that makes human tanks. However, I was informed that half of her is comprised of human cells, so she'll be treated as a human in our army. What? What do you mean? Then she is human? Don't ask me, that's just what I heard from Dahone's troops. I don't know the details behind it. Hey, no need to get worked up. Geez, I went out of my way to beg them for this. Well, are you gonna accept or not? What? Alter reminisces. The tank before her eyes was the same tank she named L and was separated from 10 years ago. She has the same name, but something is amiss. Where did her smile go? Her frozen expression made it difficult for Alter to believe that she was the same tank. Alter did not feel as if she had reunited with L at all. Kura, if I don't accept, what will happen to this tank? She'll return to Daihone's army. Elle was reading a technical manual and did not seem to be paying attention at all. Kura, tell me more about the operation. Kura took a moment to ponder and eventually decided to entrust Alter with the operation. We currently have intelligence investigating the trader's location. Once you find him, infiltrate enemy lines, fight your way through, and eliminate the target. What's the time limit? We can't afford to drag out the situation for too long. Complete the operation by end of February. That should be enough. February, just 1 month. Well, then, now that that's settled, this will be called Operation Kisaragi. Kisaragi. Your forces will be called the Yukishiro Company. Alter's war begins in the middle of these turbulent times. So, there you have it. As of now, I'm your superior, L. Should I refer to you as Captain? Alter is fine. Just like you did before. She swallowed those final words. The tank before her did not smile like the tank in her memories. Perhaps Alter was the one who caused her to lose her expressions. Alter? She brought up her right hand as she called out to Alter. What? Handshake. Alter and L's war begins in the middle of these turbulent times. Captain, can I shake your hand too? Shut up, freak. So mean! Poor Ruru.
Me siento mejor. Nunca te vayas de aquí, mi amor.
Alright, well, just like in the previous game, there's intro and outro little videos there. I'll probably be skipping through most of them unless it's a new one, so just be ready for that. Anyway, develop new tanks. Developing lets you produce new tank models, assemble stronger tanks to gain a decisive edge. So we can start development and get a new tank model out of it. It's recommended to develop Assault first due to its general usefulness, which is really good advice.
アルタ様、指示をお願いします。
Okay. So if we want to, we can constantly redo the Mine Yahara base mission, which is good because you'll be able to spend that time to get more supplies. There's also the cavern, which I know nothing about, but I believe that that's the multi-floor thing of awesomeness. But let's go ahead and start with development. So in here, we can now start developing modules. Most of them are pretty straightforward. Each of them have certain requirements that will Like some characters can only equip certain things. Like for example, scouting range is generally for command and recon tanks. Some of them are usable items, like daisy bombs, which lets you do like an explosive thing. That's about it, really. And I can't afford any of these except for the additional scouting range, which is actually super useful. But we'll deal with that later. Oh, we actually do start out with a few modules. We start out with an extended radar, which is a usable item, and a daisy bomb, which is also a usable item. I kind of wish I could just sell them because they're just one uses. Anyway, develop for tanks. We can essentially upgrade our tanks to various new types. That's pretty much the gist of it. Some of the units do get bigger. For example, this shock tank here will actually take up 2 slots, which also increases their attack range by quite a bit, or at least their area effect. Shock tanks are going to be the last thing I upgrade. In fact, even upgrade command tanks probably before I upgrade shock tanks. The thing about upgrading command tanks is since I use in both the previous game and this game, we're using a specific character rather than a normal command tank. Upgrading command tank can be not really that useful, simply because you just don't have the, you're not going to really, I almost never use an extra command tank. I think I've only used it a couple of times in situations where I can't strike first. We also, okay, that's all the standard stuff here. Now I did say to upgrade assaults, but I actually really like upgrading recons, so we'll go ahead and get that going. But yeah, you can only you start research in this battle, but you won't be able to gain the benefits until the next battle. So you kind of have to plan ahead. What else we got going here? They're still labeled as new because I haven't actually built any. That's probably why. Alright, nothing really of note. Okay. Now something else to note is when you make the new tanks, I think you actually have to make them again. Because they're actually considered new tanks completely. So that's something you gotta take into account as well. So we'll go ahead and start upgrading our assaults. Yeah, I might as well just start upgrading everything here. Just get that all up and running. Assemble ourselves another scout and another assault. So we have 10 units, that should be fine. Let's go ahead and save because of my paranoia. Now, I don't know anything about the cavern. So where are we? Deep in the Fuji Forest. You couldn't tell? Fuji Great Forest. Both the Empire and Kingdom avoid approaching this forest, which stretches out from the edge of Mount Fuji. Radiotoxic particles and a substance that disrupts human senses permeate the forest's atmosphere. Matsuyuki Shiro Company was advancing along the edge of the forest. Of course I could tell. Then don't complain and keep walking. We're almost there, Alter. Are you sure this is the right place? Yes, I'm positive. The Great Cavern, huh? According to the information they obtained, deep in the forest there was apparently an abandoned research facility belonging to the Royal Army. Stray tanks were supposedly residing within. The information was probably reliable. I've heard before that the Royal Army's Engineering Bureau constructed a research facility inside the Great Cavern of Fuji. So why are we going to going there in the first place? We'll receive supplies if we clear out the stray tanks. Not to mention it's one of the orders we've received. But it's optional, isn't it? It's not like they're forcing us to wipe out stray tanks. We'll be clearing the mission and receiving rewards, so 2 birds with 1 stone. We can just take this mission on whenever we have time to spare. Will straight tank numbers even drop at that pace? Let's move out. Move out! And so, Matsu Yukishiro Company began their long trek down the Great Cavern.
新しい戦車ができた。
Alright, and just like that, we have new tanks available already. We can assemble new tanks, though I don't think I have enough to actually afford them. So yeah, this tank is a lot more expensive, and all it has is an additional shooting range, which is actually pretty important for artillery. And then for these guys, nothing has changed except they're faster. And then down here we have more sight range in general and more scouting range. So that's all really good stuff. For right now, let's go ahead and build ourselves our new recon tank. And then we'll see about deploying and see what happens. Let's see. Battle ends. Okay, so standard thing, kill everything. Or kill enemy command tanks. Great Cavern first floor, the enemy appears to be a mixed force of Imperial and Royal tanks. Be careful. Okay, let's start deploying. Well, this place is just shiny, I guess. Alright, how many of these can I put? I can put 8. This is just floor 1, so I'm expecting not to be completely annihilated, but you never know. Okay. I think that works for us. Not exactly the best position, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay. Let's see what happens. I don't know what to expect, so.
頑張ってください。
But I like this as because it's something you can strive for, like going down through all these floors.
1、状況開始。さて、行きますよ。
And not have to just constantly repeatedly do the same battles over and over again. Okay. Or 1 attack unit, that's not a big deal. Okay, there's the attack unit there. I'll let you handle this.
攻撃開始であります。死にたくないよ。
Figured that was gonna happen. That's okay, I'm gonna have replacement scouts anyway. do a blind shot. And there's a kitty in front of me. Alright.
発射
Blind shot. Nothing.
くらえ
Okay. They can't see us yet.
Sokoda.
Nothing. There is a unit right there.
邪魔ね
Oh, hello. Was not expecting you there.
そこだ
If you have your unit move into a spot that's unknown and it has a unit, they immediately stop. So be careful about that. No, I didn't want to shoot. I wanted to move. Whatever. Oh, that was close.
当たって
Okay.
そこだ
I have to shoot. Or I could scout. Nah, I'll just shoot you.
邪魔ね
Usually you're not supposed to be using scouts for offense, but kind of clearing things out pretty quickly.
Hasha. ここか
Oh, there's the command tank. Massive victory!
戦果報告です
Yeah, you get a wipeout bonus if you take them all out, but I didn't get quite there.
アルタ様指示をお願いします
Okay. So yeah, that's the cavern, I guess. And now we can go back to developing. That's great. Let's assemble some new tanks, though. Or we can go straight into developing better tanks. Like that. Pretty much, also to like get better equipment, you generally have to make these and then use them in battle. Same thing for tanks usually. That's not a big deal. Develop tank. Alright, nothing new there. I can get better ranged for my scouts, which will probably be a good thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that developing. How are we on tanks? Alright, so we have a slightly better scout to work with. And we can also start developing better, better infantry. Or we can start assembling better infantry, rather. Cookie and Colin. Yeah, their benefit is they just get their turn sooner, which is actually really useful. So let's go ahead and assemble a bunch of those. Trying to get us started. And what I'll probably do is do maybe a little bit of off-screen grinding just to kind of get things going. Because I really like playing this game and like grinding for upgrades. But I'll try not to be too overpowered. I don't know how the cavern's going to work out for us. Let's go ahead and save real quick. I just want to take a look at it again. Yeah, so we can immediately go down a floor and fight tougher things. So that could be something we can do. We can just go straight through the cavern and see how far we can get. Alright, I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was War of the Human Tanks. See you guys later.